In this episode, we are going to show you how your staff will use the system. So you will type healthserves.org using any browser of your choice. So once your staff arrive here, they should click on login. All right, and when they click on login, they now go ahead and key in their staff ID. So I will select this one, and the moment they key in their staff ID, system will automatically load the gateway of your institution based on the fact that the staff has been previously enrolled in your institution. But in my own case, there's a little bit difference now. My account has been enrolled in more than one institution. So what now happens is that I'm going to select which of the institution I want to go to. So I selected this one and I click on login. So once you log in, for those who will be involved in signing documents in the institution, you need to choose your signatures, upload your signature on the system by clicking on this, and then you can select your signature from wherever it is, and you will have it here. And this system will use this signature to sign documents that you're generating on the system automatically. Okay, now if you have done this, all you need to do for a new patient is for you to click on this, add patient, and then you create a folder for each and every one of your patients, just like you did for your staff. But this time around, your staff can do it, and the institution too can do that. So your staff can go ahead and start creating folder and e-folder for the patients. So once you create the e-folder, please note down the e-folder ID, because that is what you will use to log into the patient folder. You can also use their phone number, and that is why it's important you note the phone number of your patient while creating this. And you can create this folder even in their absence, just their name and their phone number is important. Email address is optional, even other name is optional, image is optional, and date of birth is important, because we use date of birth to calculate the age of the patient, which can influence treatment approach. All right, so once you have done this, next thing you need to do is for you to now attend to your patient. All right, when you choose this, when you get to this point, you have many options to do this, but in this demo we're going to use patient ID option. So you click on this, you put in the patient ID. Please note, this patient ID is for demo, it's not for a real patient, so we're not violating patient privacy. All right, okay, so done. I will now click on verify. I want to get this patient ID, but meanwhile, if you try this, you won't get access to this patient file, even though you know the ID, because you don't know the default password. That is why we built in this default password system. Otherwise, if you know a patient ID, you can go ahead and log into the patient folder, but it can't because you don't have the default patient password. But once you log into a patient password in your institution, you will not need it again. So now I'm in this patient folder. This system helps you to arrange all the information you are keying into a patient folder. All the tests done, they're all captured in the system. Now you want to create a new record in the system, be it a test, clinical information, but that depends on your role in healthcare delivery, whether you're a physician, a nurse, medical lab, pharmacist, or whatever you are. That will define the kind of tool you have access to in the system. So you want to create a record, and this is a medical lab scientist. So what do? You click on create new record. So under create new record, if you want to run any investigation like lab tests, x-ray, ultrasound, this is where you go, medical investigation. Click on it. So now go ahead and click on lab test. Let's see what happens. We're going to run a test and complete it and print out a lab result. So I click on hematology. Then I want to do blood bleeding time, prothrombin time, blood group. These are the tests I'm selecting. Can you see what is happening? As I'm selecting the test, system is calculating the amount for me here. Genotype. Assuming also I want to run some other tests beyond this. Let's say I want to run tests under chemistry, and I want to use serum for the test. That is the sample I'm going to use. I want to use sodium, potassium, and chloride, and let's say I want to probably do magnesium. these are the tests I want to run for this patient. You can select as many tests as you want. They are grouped into different sections here, as you can see from here. We even have tests for cancer tests. As you can see, we have the test for healthcare gene rearrangement and overexpression tests. We have alpha fetoprotein tests and so many other tests you can run on the system. So now that I've selected all these tests, even though we have all these tests here, it's very dynamic because you can select the test you want to run by just using this checkbox to select the test you want to add into the system. Just like when you're using an e-commerce system, you select the goods you want to buy. Something applies here. By using the checkbox, you select the test you want to run. So I finished selecting all the tests I want to run. I will simply click on Save Documentation. And I say, okay, I can go ahead and build this patient. So I go to Lab section. These are the tests I have selected. The total cost is 2,800. So what do I do now? I click Add to Billing. And this is the interface for you to now bring in the health insurance company. If the patient has health insurance policy, this system will handle that for you. And then click on Add. Once you click on Add, the system will put the bill here. So you can add as many bills as possible, maybe prescription, ultrasound, X-ray, lab tests, all of that. You put them here and you click on Save Bill. So this is done. If you want the patient to go and pay, those in the account can now collect the money from their own end. And when the patient gets there, just mention the name Umoru Smith, for instance, and they will see the bill, 2,800. They will go ahead and collect the money and click on Paid, and it is paid. So you can now print receipt for the payment, and that is it here. That is the breakdown of what the test is all about. You can see the test selected: hematology and chemistry test. Hematology 2,000, chemistry 800. So that is done. Let's go ahead and run the test and see where this will lead us to. So this is the test done, and even the person in the lab can know if the test has been paid for or not. So it's time for us to run this test. Let's see. So this is the test, and at this point, this is the time 3:21 p.m. So I key in the date I'm running the test, and let's assume I'm going to finish the test today as well. I key in the release date. So I go ahead and start running the test. As long as it's 3 minutes, and then here I got 10 seconds, and here blood group A positive, then genotype AA, then I move to chemistry. I got 100 milliequivalent per liter, and here I got 2, here I got 100, here I got 1.5. The job is done. It's as simple as that. So if you want to summarize the result of this test, you can go ahead and impute that here. And then at this point, the person running the test is going by this name I have here. Then the person who is going to approve this test can now be this person, and whoever that is selected will be the one that will sign the approval document. And then there's some section here. If you have your own existing letterhead, you can move this from with letterhead to without letterhead, so that you can now use your own existing letterhead in your hospital or lab to print. But whereby you don't have one, leave it the way it is. It's going to produce the lab test for you instantly. So let's go ahead and do that. But before you print lab results, you have to click on Save. So you say OK, and then you click on Generate Report. Let's see what happened. As you can see, this is the final result, and that is hematology test, chemistry test, and the result has been signed automatically. And there's this QR code that will help you to validate the result anywhere in the world. So this is the end of this demo on how to use HealthServes to run your healthcare delivery, which can be lab, hospital, or even community pharmacy. And there's more to this, but this is just a demo for us to convince you that HealthServes is what you need to transform your healthcare delivery and give your client the best of service. Thanks for watching.